One Percenter Podcast with Sam Bakhtiar, bringing you the 1% knowledge to help you reach your full potential. Learn what it takes to rise above the 99% and become a 1%er.
Hey guys, what's happening? It's your host Sam Bakhtiar with a One Percenter Podcast, and do I have a One Percenter here? John Soria, GarageGoals.Official. What's happening, brother?
Hey, what's up, bro?
How you doing?
I'm great, man.
Bro, I know you got a bunch of businesses, you got a bunch of things to do. I'm just grateful that you gave us a couple of hours to come play with you here with your toys and all that kind of stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure, man.
Hey man, so we're neighbors. We've known each other for a while. But man, you got a car collection you're missing a few cars right now, but you have car collections. I mean, it's crazy. Your car, and what I love about your car collection, you just don't have exotic cars. You have everything. Mm-hmm. So that means that you're just a car enthusiast. When did that begin?
I think it started when I started first playing with Hot Wheels. You know, I've been in it since I was a kid. My dad got me into cars. I was, going to the Long Beach Grand Prix, going to NASCAR, going to the Winter Nationals here in Pomona. And it's just, it's been in my blood.
So ever since you were a kid, you can remember?
Ever since I was a little kid, I'm an adrenaline junkie, always have been. I like to go fast, but, there's nothing like being in a supercar and breaking a bunch of laws, in Mexico. But yeah, since I was a kid, my dad got me into it.
So when you were a kid, you were always like fantasizing about cars and looking at cars, because that's exactly the same thing I did. Ever since I was a kid, I loved working out. Mm-hmm. And I love cars, and I just made them my passion. Mm-hmm. But did you ever think you'd do it at this level?
I don't know if I ever, by this level, meaning, where I am, I don't think I ever even thought about that. I was always more of just going with the flow, day by day. My ambitions were never to obtain things. I loved cars, of course, and, lifting in the gym and, of course, just like you said, you turn it into a passion, but it wasn't like I turned it into a passion and so this is my drive now. I want to attain owning all these different things. It was more, me personally wanting to be successful, me personally wanting to, to be the best version of myself. And for being the best version of myself, it just, led to this. So.
But from what I know of you, correct me if I'm wrong, you didn't come from a privileged background.
Didn't come from a privileged background at all. My parents didn't give me anything. I wasn't raised spoiled. I had to work for everything that I have today. I had to work for everything that I had then. My first job, I was 13 years old, had to get a work permit. I was in junior high, and I think that's one of the greatest benefits that a parent can give to their kids is not just handing them 100%, everything.
I agree with you.
Me feeling like I, had to hustle at a young age kind of put me in that position where I wanted to be an entrepreneur and not work a 9 to 5. When you start at 13 years old working that 9 to 5 or whatever, it wasn't at that time, but it something in me just, I always wanted to work. I always wanted to hustle. I was always out there, trying to mow lawns and make
always hustling, trying to make some money, trying to better and improve yourself. Before we got on the cameras, tell me about your first car.
First car, my first car was a 1993 Isuzu Amigo. I was working at In-N-Out.
I'm sorry.
Let me tell you.
Mine was an 83 Volkswagen Rabbit diesel.
Yes, what diesel? That's nice, man. But, I wanted something cool. It was lifted. It had 33s on it. I was a kid.
You had what on it?
33s.
33s?
Yeah.
On an Amigo?
Yeah. Yeah, it was lifted.
If you have a picture, you got to show me that later, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
it actually came like that, bone stock from the dealer. Yeah, it was like one of those limited edition, Amigos. But I was working at In-N-Out. I was a fry man, working at In-N-Out. And, I went to a dealer. I had saved up my money, for years and years and years and years and different things that, people helped me out with. And I went and bought that thing. When I was a kid, my dad always taught me, never owe a debt to anyone. Pay everything liquid. You don't need credit. Mm-hmm. If you can't afford it, don't buy it, right? So I went into that dealer and they were tripping. Here's a 15-year-old kid walking in buying an Isuzu Amigo, off the showroom floor. It wasn't a high-dollar car.
No, but 15-year-old kid.
15 years old.
Most adults can't do that.
I didn't have a driver's license, so I had to register it in my mom's name because I didn't even have a driver's license. I had a permit. Wow. So I was driving that car around without a driver's license.
So you were just working, saving.
That's
you
all I
had to
did.
go. and you got that car.
Yeah.
It's hard to see it at Isuzu Amigo because we have what? Aventadors here, we have McLarens here, we have AMGs here, Ferraris here, a couple of Lambos here.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's probably about $3-4 million in here. It's crazy. And I know like you have a bunch more.
Yeah.
It's crazy to see somebody. One thing that I see you have I have great admiration for. You have discipline, because you told me earlier that you've never been late to work. Ever. So you were 13 years old. You've been working, and you're in your 40s. You've never been late, not one time.
Never. No, I grew up in a military family, and my father gave me a great discipline, which was to get up at 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning. So when you're a kid, that's not easy to do. But when it's almost like it becomes part of your DNA, and it is a discipline, but even more so when people talk about discipline starts right here. It starts in the mind. I have a saying, it's as the mind goes, so goes the body. You ever met somebody that, walks around and, oh man, I'm so tired today, and oh man, I'm stressed out, and what you put your faith in, literally that's what you're speaking. So your faith is always in the things that you say. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So these people that walk around and, I'm stressed, I'm this, I'm that, it's because they don't have discipline in their mind. Yeah. So, that was one of the things I think my father really put in me. He was a military man, and he put that in me, get up in the morning, get up early, never be late, always be on time. My watch is always early, set your watch early, and be punctual, and that's a habit, but the habit is formed by the discipline. You yourself, you get up in the morning and gym, right? Gym. For me, my day goes like this: God first. The first part of my day goes to God. The second part of my day goes to me. I take care of me first, because if I'm not good, it doesn't matter how productive.
When did you first realize that? Because most people don't realize that. We know that, right?
Yeah.
Because if you can't swim, you can't help somebody else from drowning, right? So when did you first realize that, I got to be well before I can take care of everybody else?
I think I'm being competitive all my life, and I hate losing. Okay. It's just not in me. It's not a thing that I enjoy. I always wanted to be the best version of myself. I wanted to always be the best at everything that I did, and it's like I said, it's a habit of discipline, and I think that's what it came down to for me.
That's amazing, because I see some common grounds with people who are successful like you. The discipline, getting up early in the morning, and one thing that I didn't touch on is that you learn at an early age to delay gratification. I don't know of a 15-year-old, from 13 to 15, you worked your ass off and saved and bought a car from a showroom. But at 13-year-old, most 13-year-olds want the latest gadget or gizmo or latest junk, right? And usually they have a goal. I want to buy a car, but let me get this first, or let me get this Jordans first, or let me get this watch first, or let me get this first, and then they never get to their ultimate goal because they get sidetracked. They can't delay gratification. So at that young of an age, you understood that you want to be able to give up something now for something greater later. And that is crazy. How did you learn that, and who taught you that? Or you were just one of those guys that you're so stubborn, you're like, look, that's what I want, and this is what I'm going to do.
You know what? At a young age, I was an entrepreneur at a young age. Like I told you, I was working at In-N-Out. My first business I was 16 years old. I was going to high school, and in high school, instead of like auto shop or whatever you had, they had an auto detailing class. So from that, I said, you know what? I can drive around in my little truck, literally in my Amigo, buckets of water and soap, and go around and wash some of my friends' cars, neighbors' cars, and that's exactly what I started doing. By the time I was 17, I had a full rig, with a generator and, pressure washer, tank and all that, and I was mobile detailing, cleaning cars, 16, 17, 18 years old. I sold the business at 19 for almost $2 million. So did pretty good at 19 years old,
At 19 years old, you were a millionaire?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, I ended up having 4 rigs at the time that I sold it, and I was, doing commercials. I was doing flyer distribution throughout the neighborhoods. You know, at that time, nobody was doing it. You know, you're talking 1994, 1995. You know, and it wasn't something that anyone was doing. You know, and it blew up. It just exploded. So.
When was the first time you bought your first supercar? What age was that?
I think I was 19. I bought a Corvette.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought a Corvette. It was a 96 Corvette 01. It was a sick car. So. Yeah, it was a sick car.
We had 96 ZR1. Those are I mean, those are big money right now too, right?
Oh yeah, for
those
sure.
Those are the limited edition ones.
You know, and at that point, I already had great credit. You know, I did at the earlier ages. You know, I did use some credit. You know, I went over to Paul's TV. I don't know if you ever knew it, but over in Paul's TV.
Yeah, I remember. You remember the commercials on TV?
Oh
all the
yeah,
time?
for sure. You know, and I walked in there and I saw this big old 65-inch Mitsubishi, you know, Diamond Series, you know, with the whole armoire thing, and I'm like, damn, I need to get that thing at $10,000. You know, so I bought that as a little kid. I had an apartment already at 18 years old. You know, I was already moved out, so it's just always been in me. I get up in the morning and you know, I don't want to have that feeling like I didn't achieve anything.
Yeah.
You know, a day missed. You know, people say life is short. It's only short if you make it short. You know, if you live with purpose every single day, you live with faith every single day, and you believe that, you know, you need to achieve certain things per day, and you have that list. You know, I watched you several times talking about, you know, I prep the day before for the following day. You know, your prep meals, I prep for my gym, I prep for my day, you know, I've got everything written down, you know, and that's what it takes to be successful. You know, a lot of people always have the excuse, you know, you've heard it, I've heard it, I wish I could, I can't afford it right now. And that's because that's what they're putting their faith in.
Yeah.
You know, they're entertaining it in their mind, and it's a lack of confidence in themselves and a lack of faith, you know, to prophesy over their lives and say, hey, I can achieve great things in my life.
Yeah, you can achieve a lot of great things if you plan for it and you execute the plan.
You gotta
right?
execute
And a lot of people don't get that because they never, or they have a plan and never execute it because executing is not sexy.
Right.
Right. Getting up every day and grinding and executing that game plan is not sexy. When did you first get into real estate?
First got into real estate, I was 19.
19 was a big year for you.
Big year, yeah.
Yeah, $2 million now. Now let's go invest in real estate.
Yeah,
right?
so I bought some properties, small properties. You know, you're talking, I was spending 70, 80, 90 grand. I bought a couple of condos, bought a couple of small houses, sat on them, and I think I flipped the majority of what I purchased at that time. Within about a year and a half, 2 years, I fixed them up because they were really run down. Yeah, I mean, that's when I first got invested in it.
And I still haven't met your wife, but your wife, Instagram is Luxury Femme, right?
Yeah, luxurious_femme.
Luxurious_femme. You have to follow her. She seems so cool because she rides your big truck. That's like a semi truck.
Yeah, she drives the F650. She drives all the cars. You know, there isn't a car that we own that she doesn't drive. But you know, she's my wife, but she's my best friend. She's my business partner. And anyone that knows me knows I don't spend any time without her, 24/7. Everywhere I go, she goes. You know, I'm wiser with her around.
Yeah.
I make better decisions with her around, and we complement each other. So there's a lot of guys that are out there that they're 35, they're 40, whatever, and they're single and they like it. Me, man, I mean, I'm so glad I'm married. It's the biggest joy for me.
Yeah.
Beyond anything else, it's being married. So.
Well, enough about you. Let's talk about your cars now.
Yeah.
We're here for, right? So you have the Lamborghini Aventador SV in a crazy matte white pearlish color.
Yeah.
Right? Tell me about that car.
Yeah, one of four. I bought it. It's funny, 4 years ago, Maria and I were at the Long Beach Grand Prix. We saw a matte white Aventador, just an Aventador, and it was on the bucket list. We literally both.
You saw it, already went like this, yep.
Yeah, exactly. And so when they launched the SV, I like to wait a little while. The hype goes down, and then once the hype is down, then I go out and I purchase a car a couple years later. But that car specifically has Novatec coilovers in it, which is really nice. Slammed it to the ground. I just put some new wheels on it, 3-piece. They're from Bowden Autohaus. Did a full titanium exhaust, one-off exhaust.
Bowden's exhausts are ridiculous.
They're ridiculous.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I noticed that you modify all your cars.
All of them.
You know what I mean? And I want to ask you why.
Each car is an extension of me. You know, you look at my cars, and that's pretty much my personality. You know, I don't like things stock. I don't like things OEM. I'm not a purist. I like to modify everything that I have, and I've been doing it since I was a kid. My second car after the Amigo was a 65 El Camino. And it came with a 350 in it with a 4-speed Muncie old school,
those are
you know.
sweet.
And it was great, but I was never satisfied, and I always wanted more. So I modded that thing like crazy. Ended up in the end, it was big blocked, it was tubbed. You know, I was running 10 seconds in the quarter mile, you know.
It doesn't modifying them though. You know, you have more issues and problems with it. Do you or no?
It's part of the game.
Part of the game. You're okay with that.
You know, I'm okay with it. You know, part of the great thing about having a lot of cars is that when they're being modified, it's not like, oh shoot, man, I can't wait to get my car back. It's the only one I got. You know, just like yourself, you're a big car collector. You know, but when you modify them, they break down. You know, things happen. It's extremely expensive. It's out of control.
Did you see what happened to my Hellcat?
Of course, yeah. It's just that.
The one car that I modified, it just caught on fire.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I was like, so that's why I was like, I'm so hesitant now. You know what I mean? Everybody was like, put an exhaust on your Rari or do this to your Lambo. I'm like, gosh, man, I would love to, but I just don't like to deal with the hassle. But you have 3 times more cars than I do. You know what I mean? So you have that luxury.
We have 18 right now.
Yeah.
We got rid of a few. I got 18. Yeah. You know, the thing about being a car collector, there's a lot of costs involved.
Yeah.
And not just the monetary costs, but, you know, the mental costs, the strain, the stress, you know. But I started going with Josh over at Bowden, and it's like a one-stop shop for me where, you know, I literally, Mr. C's will come pick up the car.
I love Mr. C's.
I love Mr. C's. They're the best in the game.
Shout out to Mr. C's.
Yeah, they're the
Towing.
Towing, yeah. If you need your car towed, those guys.
If you have an exotic Mr. C's towing Southern California, I mean, I'll vouch for that.
They're legit.
And Bowden, even though I don't have anything, I just hear nothing but great stuff. Everybody who works with Bowden, they say nothing but great things. And I've seen them in a couple of car shows and all that kind of stuff. They're legit. You
know, the thing, like me, you know, being in the military, you yourself, you're clean. You know, and organized, and you want to take care of your things. And I want everything to look showroom. That's just the way that I've always been. I can't stand dust, can't stand dirt, you know, and Josh knows that. So when he takes my car in, you know, he notates everything that's wrong with it, etc. But he keeps it exactly the same way so that when I get it, I'm happy.
Yeah.
He didn't return it back to me any way other than modded and better. You know, so you don't take your car in to get modded and then you get it back and some shit's wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, so. Absolutely. Yeah. So out of all your cars here, you know, which one you love to drive the most?
If my wife was here, she'd say the one I'm driving today. That's what she would say. But if I had to pick, I would probably say the 720.
The 720?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can we take that for a ride later?
Of course. Yeah.
That's 100%. What we're going to do. 720. This thing is so
it's out of control.
So this thing, stock is
720 horsepower.
Yes, stock is one of the fastest cars on the planet.
Yeah.
Stock.
Yeah.
But that wasn't good enough for you.
No.
Okay.
Never.
So I think like there's like 2 or 3 cars. There's like only a handful of cars that maybe can beat. I mean, those are hyper cars in the millions of dollars, right? Yeah. So this is stock. I see YouTube videos on this thing that this is outrunning everything, right? But that wasn't enough for you, so you modified it. What did you do to it?
I've done a lot. Downpipes, exhaust, you know, tune. The tune I think is the most important part right now with these cars. You got to get the tune right. I use Gintani tune, and Alex with Gintani is incredible. We got it at about 900 horsepower now. I run it on raised gas. You know, but I've done so much more. I mean, this car actually has more carbon than any 720 on the planet. There isn't a 720 out there in the entire world that has more carbon.
I'm going to be honest with you. Just the look of 720 doesn't impress me.
Yeah.
Yours is badass.
Yeah,
I mean, yours is the only one because you got that. I mean, every time I look at yours, I'm like, he did it perfectly.
Yeah.
But when I see a regular 720, I'm like, you know what I mean? See, that's why I haven't bought one yet.
Yeah.
But I'm getting that. I'm getting that. You know, McLaren itch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm getting. So
you know what? They're great cars, and you know, like I said, you got to make it yours.
Yeah.
So modding it is an extension of yourself. You know, you picking the color, you picking the kit, the wheels, you know, and all the other things that come along with it. So
I went to the McLaren dealership once. And I was looking at one of these, and literally I got so confused over the options.
Yeah, there's a lot of options.
Because it was like a list, like different options, and I'm like, dude, what are all these?
Yeah.
Like I want to know every single thing. I'm like, you know what? I got confused about the Lambo.
Yeah, I feel the same when I'm in Target, man. You know, you're looking for deodorant, man. There are 10,000 deodorants out there. You know? Yeah.
So this is your favorite car to drive, okay? It's probably the fastest one here.
It's the fastest. Yeah, the R8 is pretty damn fast. It's about 900 horsepower as well. VF supercharged, and it hauls ass. The F12, they all haul ass. They're all crazy, you know, and they're all different in their own way. So.
Okay, so let's play a game. So I'm gonna show you the car. I'm gonna tell you the car. Describe one word.
Okay.
Okay. The SV Aventador.
Sick.
The F12 Ferrari.
Iron Man.
The GTR Mercedes.
Luxury.
The R8.
Rally.
Rally. Got it. The 720.
Stupid.
The Porsche. The GT4.
Canyon.
I mean that's. I bet you that sticks to the. I mean I bet you that's like a go-kart,
If
right?
you're going to the canyons, you're going to track the chick that GT4.
Okay.
It's out of control.
Super Trofeo.
Limited.
I know that's the thing. You know, it's funny. I was talking to Andy because you bought it from Andy, right?
Yeah.
You bought it from Andy Facilla, and I was talking to Andy and somebody, and Andy was like,
Great guy, by the way.
Yeah, great guy. Shout out to my boy Andy.
Yeah,
you know,
Andy's
I see him in
so-
about a week or so when I go to the RT Mastermind.
Yeah. He does a lot, you know, for the community, for the world. The guy's just stand up dude.
Yeah. He's, you know, I love it because he doesn't. He's unapologetic about who he is.
No.
Talks the way
No
he wants
filter.
to.
That's how it should be. He is
Yeah.
who he is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love it.
So he told me he was like thinking about getting it back, so he might get a car from you. I'm gonna buy it back.
Yeah, it's a great car, man.
The GTR.
Bye.
Got it.
If they could add another word, it'd be Felicia.
And the M4 GTS.
Another buy. Yeah. We got 3 missing. We got the 68 Pro Street Camaro. We got the Z06 C7R. Was gonna bring it just too.
The one that popped my ears.
Too crazy.
Yeah, you could because you know we live in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a pretty nice neighborhood, and
Yeah.
you know you start that up, and you're gonna get kicked out.
It's over.
You're gonna get a call from Gloria, the HOA president. Gloria is gonna come knocking on your door, man.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
No
You know
doubt.
what I mean?
And then the Ford GT40, that is going to be the sickest Ford GT40 in the world when it's done. It's about a 1-year project.
I cannot believe you modified that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you really are really the guy who just it is an extension of you.
You know, you think about the purists, they don't mod them because they're afraid of value. Well, I'm not buying it for value. I buy it because I want to play. Yeah. And I don't buy it for the gram or for other people or, you know, so people look at me. It's all about me. You know, my watches, my jewelry, my cars, you know, whatever I do it for me. You know, it's my flavor. So,
Okay. Talking about your watches, man. I've been staring at your watch the whole time.
Yeah.
Can I see it? Can you take it off? Can I see it?
Yeah.
This is the second Richard Millie that I've ever held. This thing is like a pound.
Yeah.
So tell me about this.
So it's built by Pristine. They're out in Florida, New York. Sorry. Ophir runs Pristine Jewelry. He's just the guy makes crazy watches, crazy jewelry. You know, DJ Khaled goes over there and whatever her name is.
Cardi B, probably.
There you go.
Was that right? I knew.
She's great.
Yeah, I knew what he said. I'm like DJ Khaled, Cardi B.
My brain, you know. But you know, that was another just piece that I just had to have. You know, it's all blinged out, chandelier. You know, and I love watches.
So you said that we have time for 2 cars today. I know you have a work meeting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I vote for the McLaren and the SV. You know, but here, John, I know you don't mind me driving them, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
You drive them.
All right.
I do not want to be responsible. These cars are lowered and modified. I just want to be in the passenger seat, and I just want to be your presence.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm down.
Let's do it.
I know I won't stop. No, 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 no. I won't stop. Won't stop. Yeah. I'm so handsome. All in Carmine's with my Benz, I'm so fancy. No romance. Got my baby and she right, she make you vanish. No time to play, guys. Keep it real, keep it registered. Keep it real, no time to fake. Authentic in my own lane. I am me till I'm in the grave. Trendsetter, I got style for you. They see you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop. No, 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 no. I won't stop. I won't stop. I won't stop. No, 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 no. On offense, no defense. Still strong, no weakness. Used to say I wouldn't beat this. Now they wish they could beat this. Tables set, now tables turn. Guys playing on say a word. Know the price, cause I know my worth. My time, get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you.